Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday night MTG Paper Legacy Fight Night. My name is Chaotic Bear, and I'm joined here by Dr. Leo. We got Tensai and Fabian Yeager here queued up for our first round. Doc, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing well. Can't complain. It's a bit toasty here in northern Arizona. Getting a little bit of that heat wave that's going through, but other than that, like can't complain. Uh so I am excited though cuz this is a card in Modern Horizons 2 that got a little bit of talking and such like that, but General Ferrous Rockrick. This card is something that, like, people have been, like, kinda brewing with. I played against you playing with this card, and now Tensai is bringing that brew to our fight night, and, this is what I love about these Modern Horizons set. This is something for everyone, and sometimes people just look at something and go, "I wanna brew around that." And, yeah, I think this card's cool.
Yeah, so Jeskai Ferris on the left, referring to General Ferris or character like Doc said, if you check out the cardboard live links on left and right of your screen on PC, or I think below it on mobile, you can get a deck list for both of the players. Yeah, that card is so much better than I thought it was going to be. It turns out that if you can just like make a 4/4 once a turn, once every other turn, a lot of decks in Legacy just can't really handle that. Just you
Yeah.
play a card, you get the effect on the card, and then you get a random 4/4 body for no additional effort there.
Yeah, if we've learned anything these last couple of weeks when it comes to the new Modern Horizons Legacy, is that constructs that are above bolt range are really hard to deal with, and these golems are the exact same thing, where they're outside of bolt range. They are a weird color combination, and instead of like just being like straight colorless, but just having multiple 4/4s that demand action, and also General Ferrous Rocker can't be bolted. It can't be fatal pushed. It can't be anything like that, but it can be Crocus. That's one good
Can
thing.
be can be correct because I've been having that a lot. So Fabian here leading off on a monkey turn one and getting a force of will pitch is it static caster from Tensai. If you can get rid of that on turn one, that makes sense. Speaking of Modern Horizons 2 cards, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is
Yeah.
another one that we've talked about as like has become very much format defining. The fact that Delver now has between 10 to 12 perfect one drops in their deck that are very effective, very fast, and demand their own individual answers on top of having this big flyy boy of Murktide Regent. And it's so good right now in so many ways. And if you don't have an immediate kill spell for the monkey, you just got to force will it.
Yeah. So I mean Tensai I'm sure doesn't love the 2-for-1 there, but Ragavan will get you so many cards over the course of a game if it connects, and Tensai doesn't have a ton of great blockers for it early on. He has four monkeys of his own. He's going to try to get in with those, and some stuff like meddling mages and the Ferris Rehiric. So he can certainly cold one here in a few turns, but on turn one, it's going to be harder for him to answer without countering or killing it.
Unfortunately, unfortunate as well, the Izzet Staticaster
Ooh.
also now exiled. Oof. Okay.
Yeah,
So this is the other card that has been absolutely insane in these Delver shells is just the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Mostly because the surveil value was just so undercosted. Like nobody realized that that was gonna be the best part of the deck. The fact that now when you brainstorm, you basically get to see four cards because you get to see the first one, see if it's terrible, get rid of it, or if it's something that you've seen from a previous ponder or a preordain, just throw it into the bin if you don't need it. It's terrible. It's just so freaking good. It's so terribly unfair.
yeah. That card selection there is so powerful in Legacy when all of the spells that we have access to are so powerful.
Yeah, and
Uh,
we are seeing a Ragavan for Tensai.
Yeah, it's going to be a little harder for him to get his Ragavan through. I imagine if you are on Fabian's side of the table, you probably are more than happy to make the trade here with either of your
Oh, is this
creatures.
dashed?
No, he played a Ponder, so that's where the other mana went. Um,
Tensai
oh,
cracks.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
it
I must have
banned.
missed a whole turn.
No, no, we saw the ponder that on the previous turn, and then
Oh,
okay,
okay,
hey, oh,
gotcha.
I see. Yeah, I
I
see
thought it
what
was
you're.
Ponder and Monkey this turn.
Yeah, no, 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 I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Urta in chat, I'm sorry I missed that earlier. No, I'm playing a 5-color Yori on Niv right now because I refuse to play Modern, apparently. I'm not sure. It's a fun deck, though.
Reasonable. I refuse to play modern because they don't have birthing pod in the format.
No, because I have duels and I don't own as many fast lands. I don't know. Um, so we see Delver did not flip here for Fabian. He has not cast a single cantrip so far this game. Um,
Y Yeah, and yet we've seen repetitive threats. This has been 1 mana threat, 1 mana threat, 1 mana threat. I think Fabian has just been hitting the creature side of the deck, which, I
yeah,
mean, can happen when you're up to 12 of these 1 mana threats, but the thing is, these 1 mana threats can go into 3 mana real quick. I mean, if we get 1 Ponder, we're already at 2 creatures, 1 land with a fetch land, a Ponder, Surveil, like, an instant, or yeah, I think there's no
yeah.
artifacts in
We
this
need
deck.
a. It's just
An
creature. And
instant
we need instant sorcery land.
instant
But
sorcery land, yeah.
I mean, those are the three types that he plays most of. Oh, the main deck, the meddling mage for Tensai.
Yeah, 2.
Do you think you what do you name here? You share a lot of cards with Fabian. You
Uh,
can't name like Brainstorm.
Bolt maybe?
Yeah, does he play? He doesn't. He does play two of his own bolts. We're gonna get confirmation from our table spotter here. Thank you to Astrid for table spotting for us tonight.
Looks like, uh yeah, so this is what we're talking about here, where gets to see the extra card, tosses that volcanic island straight into the bin because it's not
Yeah,
something you're gonna be wanting in your brainstorm. You're on 3 mana already for a Delver. Like, that little piece of just card selection is huge,
yeah,
especially when it comes to just cleaning up your individual what's it called? Your individual bad brainstorms. You might be brainstorm locked.
yeah. So Tensai, according to table spotter here, is naming Brainstorm.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what the timing of this.
Ooh. So it looks like the brainstorm was in response to the cast,
Okay, it would have to.
and
Okay, gotcha,
then Mage Resolves,
gotcha.
and
It would have to be.
oh, no, 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 naming Lightning Bolt. Naming Lightning
Oh,
Bolt.
okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. Lightning Bolt is the very modal removal spell. I mean, it's really good, and in this matchup, it is the primary, like, removal spell for Blue Red Delver.
yeah. And I think that
I mean, there's
I mean, if you name anything other than Lightning Bolt, just bolt your mage anyway.
2
So.
Tarfire in this deck, though. That's some tech. We're
Okay,
on
I missed that in the
3 Stifle, 2 Tarfire. That's why there's no 4 expressive iteration.
that's very cute. That is a Dragon Rage Channeler enabler, and I have never seen that as a like glyph. It could also like grow glyph, I guess, but I've never seen it used for that.
Yeah. Stifle and Tarfire in the deck. Wow.
Yeah,
This deck is foregoing the force negations, it looks like. Yeah. No force negations, but 4 forcible, 4 days, so, like, 8 free counter spells.
yeah. I mean, honestly, in our meta, I'm not sure that that's a bad thing. We do get a lot of fair decks in our meta. We do have people that play, Doomsday and Cephalid Breakfast and some of the other combo decks, but I think we have a
Yeah.
lot more Death and Taxes and Delver than we do
I've been
those.
seeing a lot of, what's it called? Hogak lately. I've been playing
Yep.
against, it's Hogak a couple of times, and that deck is so good right now. It's so explosive, it's so effective at what it does, and honestly, in a World Filter Delver, I don't mind being on the Hogak side,
Yeah, we got
right?
to see actually at least one Delver versus Hogek match in our June League season playoffs, and it was definitely a lot more interesting than I thought. There was definitely a lot of back and forth between
Ooh.
the players.
Okay, okay, so this is busted. So, like what we were saying, Fabi was able to cantrip 1
Ooh.
time, throw so much into the graveyard, turn on to the Dragon Rage Chandler, get the Delver to flip. Now I had enough mana to dash in the Ragavan, which you gotta throw the Meddling Mage in front of that. Still takes
Yeah,
6 in the air, and now Tensai's really hard on the back foot here, down to 9 life.
yeah. He has managed to assemble a beautiful trio of APAC lands there, which I
It's
appreciate.
gorgeous. Absolutely
Um,
gorgeous.
I don't see a single. He doesn't run anything like a main deck Supreme Verdict or anything to find here. He's gonna have to kill all these one by one. It looks like. Um,
Oliver, thank you for the resubscription, buddy. Really appreciate you. 8 months
let's
resub.
see. Uh,
Yeah,
while I'm here, everyone, don't forget you get a free subscription to our channel once a month if you have Amazon Prime. And I am just realizing that I am ready to re up myself. So let me. Oh, thanks, Chaotic Bear, for your 11
oh my
months. You did it.
god! Wow! Oh, thank
Wow. Oh
you,
my
Chaotic
God.
Bear,
Thank
for
you,
your
Chaotic Bear.
resub.
uh,
Thanks,
that was totally
homie.
worth it.
Oh yeah. Well, trying to preserve eternal magic, and oh my gosh, those are
Wow.
some beautiful sketch art Murktide regions, and yeah, that is a 2 mana 6/6 there because you got to preserve the no, doesn't have to preserve the Dragon Rage channel anymore. That's dead.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot going on. I mean, Tensai has to kill it this
uh
turn or it's lethal. Um,
yeah, I think Tensai's so much on the back foot. There's so many remove so okay,
all
so
right.
swords for the Murktide region. That's a good start. Gain 6 up to 27. And do we have a bolt for the Delver? Do we have prismatic ending? There's a rip apart, two rip aparts, prismatic ending.
He only has access to one white mana right now, so Rip Apart and Prismatic Ending Seek are unlikely. Is Rip Apart the one that does 3 to each? No, it's not the one that does 3 to each creature.
It, that was really big. The Delver did not flip again. We've only had one Delver flip this entire time.
Yeah, but Tensai down to 2 life here. It's not impossible to dig out. I mean,
It's
Fabian has spent a lot of his creatures already. I think we've seen 5 or 6 out of his 12 creatures.
yeah, but we
2
haven't seen
Delvers,
any.
2.
We haven't seen any of Fabian's bolts.
That's true. Yeah, if we find a single bolt, that's just better than creature. But
Rick says
thank you.
Delver Legacy. Hey,
Welcome to
thank
the
you for
stream.
the follow. I wonder what you play.
Yeah,
I
sorry to disappoint with these red, blue, and not black decks.
Yeah, and we do see Tensai packing it up, unfortunately for Tensai. But that was ridiculous how good that blue red Delver start was. That demanded a
Yeah.
turn one force on the draw from Tensai because just that monkey is that good. And then once again, threat, threat, threat. Do you have an answer for every one of these? If not, I hit a single cantrip and just instantly all of them are 3/3s or bigger.
Yeah.
So
So
let's take a look at these
I
sideboards.
was gonna say Tensai has 10 removal spells in his deck, and there's 14 creatures out of Fabian, so that did not line up correctly. Let's take a look at sideboards. Who do you want to start with?
Let's take a look at Tensai's first.
All right, so Tensai has got 3 Pithing Needle, 2 Pyroblast, 2 Surgical, 3 Deflecting Palm, 1 Lavinia, 1 Pyroclasm, 1 Ashiok Dreamrender, and 2 more Prismatic Ending to go with the 2 in the main deck. Um, seems like a lot of options. Are you? Is there anything that is immediately standing out to you?
I do like the Pyroblast, solid answer versus Delver and the Murktide Regent. Problem is, doesn't answer the Monkey or the Dragon Rage Chandler. So for that, I do like the two prismatic endings because those threats are traditionally a little bit slower than just Delver because go turn one Delver into flip is just one of the fastest clocks you can have in Legacy. So because of that, I really do like bringing in the two prismatic endings and the one Pyroclasm. Pyroclasm's always going to have play because at minimal, you're always going to kill Ragavan. So because of that, especially since it's just a one of, I think that's worth the slot. I
Oh yeah.
don't like. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I always love Pyroclasm against Delver because it just kills everything except for Murktide here. Um,
Yeah, exactly. So
it's so
that's the
easy to
reason
set up a
why
2 or 3 for 1.
I don't think, and this specific matchup, bringing in Graveyard Hate is not what you're gonna want. Ashiok is
Yeah.
not as efficient. You get a single Dragon Rage channeler, they are so fast as on a single turn, even if you exile it the turn before.
Yeah, the Dream Render comes down by turn 3, and at that point, I think Dragon Rage Chandler is possibly already online, and if it's not, then they're probably winning with other cards anyway. I think you're right. I think it's just too slow here, but we'll see if he brings it in. Um, out of Fabian, he has a lot of the same tools. He has 4 blasts, but it's split 2 pyro, 2 red elemental, 2 relic of progenitus, 2 abrade, a null rod. There's the 2 force negations on the sideboard, 2 true names, and 2 submerge. where are you going if you're Fabian here?
So, first of all, you didn't get to see much of Tensai's deck. Tensai had some just basic Jeskai stuff, some cantripping. You didn't see a very effective threat. Uh, I don't know. And this has sort of effect because of the fact that you're playing as somebody that has removal and force of will. I would just bring in two True Name Nemesis.
Yeah,
Like I think 2 True Name Nemesis is solid, and I might spec on 1 or 2 of the Prior Blast, maybe even 1 of each just to hit Meddling Mage because you see it's in there. But other than that, like, I would probably just bring the 2 True Name Nemesis. You just didn't see that much.
yeah. If I can find the stuff to cut, like I don't think Stifle is stellar here, from what he knows at least. I don't mind bringing in some of the red blast effects either for sure. It's just you always find something to use against a blue X deck. Even if you just catch it in for a brainstorm, sometimes that's good enough. So I don't mind having the one answer. It also helps force your spells through.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
exactly. I
and
fully agree.
I bet we see some number of the force of wills cut here anyway. So
Yeah, the traditional ideal of like, okay, fair matchup, cut some X number of force of wills. I can definitely agree is important, but like, it's just so much has changed in Legacy within the last like basically couple of weeks since Modern Horizons 2, because there's just so many threats that sometimes demand a 2-for-1 answer.
oh, definitely. And I think that I'm in the same boat. I have not always really stuck with the conventional wisdom of boarding out forces in a blue mirror like this. Um, because sometimes you just fall behind on turn two, and having a force of will help you out. Um, it'll be interesting to see here if either player kept him in or if both players kept him in. I could see him a little bit out of Fabian just because he's on much more of a tempo game plan. And if you can just or if you can force a swords on your delver or whatever, then sometimes that's just good enough.
All right, we're seeing turn one Monkey from Fabian.
Yep, Tensai untapped, so this might be here to stay. I mean, it could just also eat a prismatic ending, or eat a swords, or eat a bolt, or we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's probably gonna try and eat a removal spell here, playing around days.
Yeah, Tensai has that luxury. Fabian, of course, can have backup permission in the sense of a force of will, but I mean, there's so many creatures in the deck. I think that you're going to be fine as long as you can draw more threats than Tensai can find answers.
Okay, so I was about to bring up how Tensai fetched that Tundra so willingly, and I was thinking, I'm like, do you really want to hang out a fancy?
Ooh, a plateau in
Okay.
Legacy?
A plateau in Legacy. Someone called Prez BOTW, so that way they could actually feel validated for their land choices.
Yeah, I think in a deck like this that is trying to cast a bunch of multicolor spells and it's not like main blue and just like splashing the other colors. I think like Plateau makes total sense here. It's not like a Delver deck where every land needs to be an island.
Yeah. And let's give a shout out to one of the best removal spells in Legacy right now, Prismatic Ending. This card's busted. We talked about it on the podcast last night, and unanimously did not expect to be this good.
Yeah, I mean it's been very flexible. I think it doesn't go in the same decks as Skyclave Apparition, but I feel like I hate seeing it across the table as much as I hate seeing Skyclave. Like it just cleanly answers anything between 0 and 3 mana for most decks. I know Skyclave can go up to 4, but most decks that are playing it can have access to at least 3 colors of mana to just get rid of anything good.
Yeah, exactly. And there's been a lot of the Bant decks that have been
Mhm.
playing Carpet Flowers in the main, just so that way you can just get a fourth color and then hit that. Oh, yeah. Oh,
That
it's
is
so good.
aggressive.
Oh, it is so good though. I know Bosch should roll. He played a single volcanic island in his blue white standstill deck, not for a blast effect in the sideboard or anything, just simply because of the fact that having that extra color to make it 3 CMC off the prismatic ending was that good and worth the lace land target.
So Fabian is landed the Dragon Age Chandler and is going to push that advantage here. Since I tried to resolve an expressive iteration, which got red blasted, and we put a bolt in the yard off Dragon Age Chandler. Fabian is just happy, and there's a Tarfire, which
That's 2
land
to the
tribal
face.
instant is no sorcery though. No sorcery, no
No
creature.
sorcery. No
Okay.
sorcery, no creature. So we're missing 2 we're missing 1 more type. Oh, 2 more types because we got instant and land.
And tribal. That's what he's got, 2 Starfires in
Instant
his
land
graveyard.
tribal, so we're
Yeah.
missing 1 type of any kind.
Um, so Tensai has exposed 1 land to Wasteland. Let's just keep going.
Go
Fabian
all
doesn't
in.
seem to have one. Yeah. Which makes total sense to me. He can't cut you off of a color at this point. I guess he can cut you off white, but well, that's a risk you have to take. Um,
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta
but
play into the wasteland.
yep, Fabian has just really been able to press his advantage here. Another expensive iteration, another blast.
Ooh,
So this is a
ooh,
1 red blast, 1
ooh,
pyroblast.
ooh.
He might have brought in the full 4.
Yeah, I think
Trigger
this
on the Chandler. Oh my goodness, have you seen all those
oh,
burn?
wow. Just throwing the bolt straight into the yard. Understanding
And
that what's more important right now is to get that Dragon Rage Chandler online.
yeah, without a target for Bolt, I mean it. I don't. I don't mind trying to find cards that protect my Dragon Rage Chandler or try to or permanent sources of damage. Like a Bolt is 3 damage once, but if you can find a Delver, if you can find a Murktide, those will deal consistent damage. And we find that Delver here, which will get blasted from Tensai
Oh,
as well.
okay, okay. Hero
All right,
NW, thank you for the follow.
welcome to the stream.
So that's what's been sitting in Tensai's hand is the extra blast effect. Just can't fight back because it's not the blue blast. But a third
Yeah.
expressive iteration.
All right. Do we have blast number 3? And I appreciate it. Like every card that I've seen out of Fabian's deck looks like the same version that I run, which I appreciate. The Beta Bolts and Blasts and the Ice Age Blasts and beautiful deck.
I need to find a deck for my foreign black border Italian bolts. They're so pretty. And I need
Yeah.
to play a bolt deck. Problem is I don't own volcanic, so
Just fine. Play Burn.
no, you're not wrong. I do need to play burn at some point in my legacy career. Like
Yeah.
it is a it is one of those decks that you really gotta learn. And you gotta like realize if you've never played something like this, it's not that easy. Like burn's a hard deck.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's sort of like Delver in that like sometimes you just have like the hands that play themselves and you just make the opponent have it. But there's
Yep.
also definitely like I think you got to trick your opponent sometimes. Like just make them fall for it.
Uh world famous Ross Merriam's face after Patrick
Oh yeah.
Sullivan stole that game. Stone cold. Just like pass the turn. And a turn activate Quasali Pride Mage. Okay, in response, kill you. Oh, it was stone cold.
Oh, we saw the surgicals come
Oh.
in here too.
Oh, okay. So
What
this
did we
is
hit?
so
Delver?
so I think Exiles Ponder, plays Harm Ponders. Okay, so this is still main phase.
Okay, so this is hitting Delver out of the graveyard. That means you get
Oh,
3 out of the deck, and the hand will. Oh, now we see why Fabian was flipping all that burn in the
the
graveyard. There was a bolt in hand
because
the whole time.
extra bolt in hand.
Yeah.
And now Fabian needs is
So
a because we got
there's your true
instant
names, by the way.
land tribal. Yep, we got the true names.
Um,
How many blasts we got?
so this turns out I saw at least one more blast in the deck.
So
I
it
also
looks like
saw
we only brought
one
oh
stifle.
one. We see in a braid. Looks like cut down on
Wow, what's left in the
stifles.
deck? Okay. He paused on one stifle. I'm not quite sure if I saw all the. I'm not sure if I saw any more
Yeah.
stifles there. Um,
Yeah, it looks like stifles went. It also looks like maybe expressive iterations went.
oh, I wasn't
But there
paying
there's
super
definitely
close
at least
attention.
one stifle that's gone there. We still saw I think a couple of the Force of Wills are also gone.
Gotcha. And this surgical here actually turns off the delirium for the Dragon Rage Chandler as well. I mean, Fabian will be able to find sorcery or creature to turn it back on, I'm sure, but not for this
Yeah, and
moment. I bet we
looks
see an
like
end of turn
Tensei's
bolt here. Oh,
Tensei's kind of flooding out here. Oh,
we found
that's a
it.
good draw. Here it is, everybody. General Ferrous Rockrick,
All
the
right.
nasty Boros general that's coming with friends.
You know what's pretty good against a 3/3?
Uh big
Four
old four
fours.
fours.
I have to just verify. Okay. Well, actually, Dragon Tree Chandler gets flying after it gets Delirium, so never mind. Four fours aren't that great against a 3/3 flyer.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, how many hits can you get with a 3/3 flyer before you're dead from 4/4 or ground beats?
That's true, and I mean, Fabian doesn't have his 3/3 on at the second anyway. The longer he goes without finding the fourth card type, the longer that this is just colded by Tensai.
Okay, so there's exactly one card I want in Tensai's hand right now, is the Izzet Static Caster. Could you
That would
imagine how dirty that would be, is being able to just flash that in right now, tap it,
oh,
kill the Dragon Rage Channeler,
wow. So True
and
Name
create a
Nemesis
4/4?
resolves, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
I saw Tensai give a little thumbs up, although he's going to fetch the assemble the Triforce, assemble Exodia here, or whatever, with the third
Yeah,
duel.
the 3rd Jeskai land.
So he has plenty of instant speed spells that can trigger it, like you mentioned. I don't see a reason the Staticaster would have come out. That card seems insane in this matchup.
Oh, that was just an end step fetch.
Yeah. I mean, he has all the lands he could ever need. I don't think there's nothing on top of the deck that he knows. I don't think. There's a Plunder there. He found the Plunder off Expressive Iteration a couple turns ago. So I think there's one
There
known
we go.
card.
There we go. Meddling Mage, trigger General,
Nice.
hashtag value, and using our Dark Rituals as a token for
I
4/4s.
had to print out proxy tokens, which is like the saddest thing in the world.
Oh, I got the new MTGPL dry erase tokens.
Oh, well, perfection. I'm not
Ooh,
that fancy.
ooh, ooh, coming
Yeah.
to door prizes for leagues to you soon.
Yeah.
Got
Thankfully, Tensai
our little
has enough dark
IPL
rituals.
pack.
He can make any arbitrary number of tokens here. So we're gonna getting the name from the looks like Lightning Bolt is a name on that middling mage. We know that one is in hand, and like we said last game, Bolt just kills it anyway. So why not name
Exactly.
it? Um,
Exactly. I'm
so
just so interested to see a if okay, yeah, I was gonna see if that true name comes in
we
because
still have not deliriumed this Dragon Rage Chandler.
oh, it's gonna
This
get a
won't do it
lot
either.
harder to do that now.
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, he can leave. There's three types in there by taking all those
Yeah.
into that still because of
Yeah,
tribal.
that all of that was instance.
Yeah.
So, but that's a 2 mana 8/8 now. So, that is gonna require a swords and gonna require swords very fast.
Yep. Prismatic ending not quite as good against the 7 drop there. I think it is.
Yeah, no, there's not 7 colors of magic, but, it's pretty harsh. Harsh,
Yeah.
it's pretty harsh. So, it's gonna require exactly a swords.
Yeah.
Um,
He
honestly, it's pretty cool to see True Name Nemesis still seeing play like this, because there was a lot of time where people were like, "Oh, True Name Nemesis is dead because of Plague Engineer and such like that." I really do think True Name Nemesis has, like, a very solid place in the meta right now, and yep, scooping it up. Looks like Fabian
nice.
got it.
Yeah, there's a couple cards in Legacy, True Name and Council Judgment that I think that I am bigger fans of than a lot of people. Like, but they win games. Like, maybe they're not always strictly optimal, but they're rarely bad.
Oh, yeah, I fully agree. It's one of those things that True Name Nemesis, it's still some decks you resolve a True Name Nemesis and they go, okay, I can't beat that. My goal is to kill you before I can get to there. So it's cool to
Yeah.
see. Hey, so we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back here for round number 2.
See you shortly.